All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So once again, good evening and welcome to the Fall 2020 Alpha Sigma Lambda Honor Society Tau New Chapter Induction Ceremony. My name is Chris Dixon, and I am the coordinator of Off-Campus Student Services and Tau New Chapter Counselor. While we are all going through challenging times, we are happy to spend some time with you on this joyous occasion. College can be a challenging endeavor for anyone, especially for non-traditional and adult learners. Some of you work full-time, have children, started college years after high school, left college before returning, served in the military, transferred from community college, or anything else befitting a non-traditional adult learner. Additionally, you all continue to persevere through the challenges thrusted upon you by the COVID-19 pandemic. Thus, we admire your ability, no matter your circumstances, to excel as University of North Texas students. You are an inspiration to the UNT family, your families, your significant others, your colleagues, and the communities you come from and serve. Therefore, it is an honor for me, UNT Off-Campus Student Services, Student Activities, and the university to honor your achievement as non-traditional and adult learner students. I hope you enjoy this evening. You should have received the ceremony program by email, and hopefully you were able to take a look at it. Nonetheless, the remainder of the ceremony will include our guest speaker, Michelle Kelly Reeves, who is also an adult learner and graduate student here at UNT, the Alpha Sigma Lambda induction ritual, and acknowledgements of the Fall 2020 inductees. And finally, we'll have closing remarks and announcements. For the next part of our ceremony, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker. Michelle Kelly Reeves, as mentioned earlier, is an adult learner and higher education doctoral candidate here at the University of North Texas. She has many years of experience in student affairs and currently serves as the director of the Texas Women's University Health and Wellbeing Initiative. In addition to her scholarship, Michelle has a richness of life experiences on her way to her academic and professional accomplishments. Please direct your attention to Miss, soon to be Dr. Michelle Kelly Reeves.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And I appreciated that really nice way of saying that I've had an eclectic college experience and I'm here again. So I just wanted to thank you guys for letting me be here for a minute or two and congratulate you on the successes. I know this has been a particularly challenging year, and for many of us, it's challenging regardless. We've just added a few layers to it. So it's really good. And I'm glad that you're taking a few minutes to kind of embrace that and enjoy it and say, you know what? Yes, I have done well, and it's okay to celebrate that. A little bit about myself. So I'm a first generation college student, and my dad was retired military, in particular Army. So I definitely grew up with that kind of Army brat experience and had absolutely no funding for my undergraduate education. It was just like, good luck to you. And so hopped in a car with some friends, because how hard could it be, right, to go to college? And went up to Texas Tech to get my undergrad eventually in exercise and sports sciences. But what I quickly recognized is that there is this whole language related to higher ed, and there's all these written rules, but there's also all these unwritten rules. And I literally can remember standing in line because, I went undergrad quite many years ago, to getting my financial aid. And after waiting in line with hundreds of other people in that space, realizing that what I thought I was getting for financial aid, I actually was not at all, because I did not understand the process and I had failed to complete a few steps. And I, in my maturity and wisdom as a somebody who was about 19 or 20 at the time, because I had spent a year at community college, proceeded to cry in front of everyone because I did not know how I was going to be able to continue to go to school and do what I wanted to do, and I also didn't know how I was going to go back home and tell my family that I completely messed it up. And by the way, I didn't have a car, so then it was even the pragmatic, what am I going to do next? Fortunately to say, I had some very caring staff who pulled me aside and gave me a Kleenex and helped me find some solutions. But all of that to say is that I know that in this non-traditional experience, there are a lot of hurdles like that. And a lot of times you kind of experience them in real time and then wonder if anyone else is noticing. And then you're like, I have to kind of adapt and figure this out, but I also have to act like I already knew it. And so that takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of mental energy. It takes a lot of physical energy. So you should be proud that you're here because that means that you've not only figured that out, figured out how to get resources, maybe have some people who are helping you along the way. I certainly hope so. Have run into caring staff who are taking care of you, but as a result of all of that, you are successful. And it's okay to really embrace that and feel good about that. So fast forward. As mentioned earlier, I've been in higher ed. I actually changed my major over the course of kind of between my undergrad and my first job. And I've been in student affairs for about 20 years. And the power of higher ed I'm seeing play out in real time because my son just graduated from school. My daughter is currently in school, and she's actually in school. This is the beginning of her second year with a 3-year-old. So we're helping to navigate all of that. And I am also a single mom. So I'm very much living, even in that graduate life, that role of what it feels like to be a non-traditional student. And we all have different experiences, but those life stories are really important and enriching, and they're just going to add to the work that you're doing. And it's really fun to watch it start paying it forward and start seeing the successes, not only that I am having, but that my family is having as a result of it. And so as you continue on this journey, I hope that you're able to see that in your own lifetime too. Who around you are you touching and really motivating and encouraging through your experience? I'm sure you are, and you may or may not know who those people are, but I would just encourage you to kind of look as you're moving forward and trying to push through and graduate and be successful. Think about that there are other people that as you're going through this journey, you're also setting them up for success. And I think that that's a really both humbling and powerful thing to embrace at the same time. So embrace the fact and enjoy the fact that you have excelled and you've gotten here to this point. And I hope if I were to leave one suggestion, it would be for you, if you haven't already thought in these terms, to consider this part of your path of lifelong learning. Because as a non-traditional student, maybe you didn't go to college right away. Maybe you went to college, decided it wasn't for you, and then came back. Maybe you served in the military. Maybe you decided that you wanted to raise or focus on your family. It's okay. Those life experiences are what makes us who we are and makes us special. But see this progress as the fact that, in my opinion, life is about learning. So even though at times it's really difficult, eventually you're going to get this undergraduate degree and you're going to go on to even bigger and better things. But what I always hope this keeps, if it hadn't already, is it plants that seed of curiosity in your hearts and minds to always be learning, that there's always ways to advance and grow and push ourselves by being curious. And I personally think That's how we make a better future for ourselves and for those that we care about, by always wanting to say, you know what, I could learn more about this, and then based on that, I can develop and evolve and change over time. And as you're thinking about that as a lifelong learner, I would also help you to recognize that while there are certainly days, and I've had plenty of them during this COVID experience, when I was trying to help my daughter get used to college, a 3-year-old who doesn't understand boo about college. He just wonders why we're all sitting in front of computers all day long and he can't be there and get our full attention. Oh, and I have a full-time job too. Oh, and there's this scary COVID thing going on. While we were navigating all of that, it's really easy at times to be really bummed about being a non-traditional student, because it's hard, because there is a lot of juggling. I feel like the juggle happens daily. But what I would like you to consider is to, when you can, turn that perspective to the advantages of being a lifelong learner, because you do have advantages. The first advantage is your life experiences and your stories. The cool part about being an older learner, or having some job skills, or have served in the military, or raising a family, is that that's the mindset you bring to the classroom. So as an adult learner, it's really easy and I think natural for us to blend the two worlds together and be like, well, how does this theory relate to this? And how does this practical experience relate back to the discussion that we're having in class? So those life experiences as a non-traditional learner are an advantage to us. So there are times it feels heavy, but think of it in terms of it's really a gift. The second advantage, I think, of being a non-traditional student is the ability to have motivation and focus. So I don't know about you guys, but when I delayed going back to school the second time as a graduate student, and my motivation was laser sharp. And it had to be, because I had a lot of things juggling at the time with 2 young children and not having a lot of income, etc. So that's actually an advantage of being a non-traditional student. You're focused. You know why you're going to school right now. You know what it is that you're hoping to accomplish. And you have the ability, because of that motivation and focus, to put blinders on at times when you need to and be like, nope, this is where I'm going to spend my energy and resources. And I think about the person I was at 18 versus the person I am now, and I am a completely different student. I'm a better student now, and I think the reason is because of that laser sharp motivation and focus. So see that as a strength of yours. You're learning a life skill, which is not only going to help you as you continue your degree, it's going to help you professionally. Because when you then go out for those job interviews or seek your graduate education, and you talk to others about how you navigated all of this, that is a real life skill that a lot of people are searching for. And then I would say that the final, it's not really the final, but the third one I'm going to talk about today, as far as the advantages of being a non-traditional student, is your ability to problem solve. And what you all should get awards for this year is resiliency. Am I right? I mean, talk about what you have had to navigate over the last 6 to 8 months, on top of being a non-traditional student and the things you've got going on in the background. How outstanding your skills for problem solving. It is really easy to get discouraged at times in the day-to-day. Oh, I didn't do that enough. I didn't spend enough time on that paper. Oh, I'm tired. I didn't give enough energy. It's really easy to kind of beat ourselves up. And I would have you consider, again, switching that paradigm. you wouldn't be in this honors group if you weren't doing something right, if you weren't doing a lot of things right. And I argue that life is a game of percentages. And so remember, 90% is still an A, and 70% is still passing, right? So I don't have to get caught up in being perfect all the time and giving 100% to everything. Oh, no, you don't. And what you are learning and what you're good at, obviously, or you wouldn't be here, is problem solving and resiliency. And that's going to pay off for you now. It already has. And that is also going to pay off for you professionally, because all fields are looking for people who can be innovative in their problem solving and who are willing to work hard for it. So wrapping it up, thank you for letting me spend a few minutes with you today. Really feel good about this. And I am so happy that you carved out a little bit of time to go to one more Zoom meeting, because I think that this one is a really important Zoom meeting, and you should be really, really proud for what you've accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. That was great. Please give her a round of applause. I know we may not be able to hear you, but you can still see it. So thank you. That was great. And also thank you to our non-traditional student representative, Laura Beck, if you can see her square, she just waved, for informing us about Michelle. So thank you, Laura, as well. So we're going to move on to the next part of our ceremony, which is the Alpha Sigma Lambda induction ritual. I'm going to read the words that are spoken to all new Alpha Sigma Lambda inductees. When prompted, you will repeat after me, even if we can't hear you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Alpha Sigma Lambda, I welcome you as candidates for membership and congratulate you on your academic achievement. Before you are given an opportunity to take the pledge of membership, it is but fitting that the qualities expected of you as participants in our society, also its aims and ideals, be explained to you. The Greek letters Alpha, Sigma, and Lambda, which come from the name of our society, have a special meaning to us. Alpha is the first letter in the Greek alphabet. Therefore, it stands for first. The letter Sigma corresponds to the letter S and is symbolic of scholarship. Lambda corresponds to the letter L and denotes leadership. Thus, Alpha Sigma Lambda forms the framework of our motto, which is first in scholarship and leadership. Scholarship may be defined as advanced study in some special field, but this definition does not give consideration to the qualities of the scholar. True scholars humbly realize that learning is a continuing process and are keenly aware of their own inadequacies. They are never convinced of the finality of their findings and are dedicated to the task of seeking truth, no matter where it lies. Leadership is the activity of influencing people to cooperate in achieving some common goal or objective. It is the quality which urges people to pull together as one, yet allows them to contribute when retaining their uniqueness as individuals. Alpha Sigma Lambda desires of its members a continuing effort to cultivate the important qualities of leadership, a sense of purpose, enthusiasm, energy, integrity, decisiveness, and technical mastery. As candidates for membership, you now understand the scholarship and leadership for which Alpha Sigma Lambda stands. For the significance of the open book, in the upper right quadrant of our key is an open book which symbolizes the love of knowledge. Love of knowledge is different from knowledge itself. Knowledge alone is narrow, is narrow and limited, while the love of knowledge is broad, seeking everywhere for the relationships which give meaning to time, place, culture, and history. It is our belief that men and women who aspire to the broad spirit of learning, this love of knowledge, will seek to catch the fullness of life even in the midst of their busy, utilitarian pursuit of special knowledge. In the lower left corner of the key is a lighted Roman lamp. For centuries, this has been the symbol of wisdom. Wisdom is based on knowledge, but it is more than knowledge. It is characterized by the open mind and by readiness to decide as truth may point the way without prejudice or passion. Extending vertically through the center of the key is a burning torch, the symbol of life. It is displayed on our badge because we believe that the love of knowledge and the pursuit of wisdom are the cornerstone on which life itself should be constructed. We have before us the challenge to be mindful of the ideals toward which we strive to gain not only knowledge, but also the love of knowledge, to prepare us to be not only specialists, but also accomplished human beings, to appreciate the relationships which our vocations bear to life as a whole, to keep open minds, to give our best thoughts to the whole of life, and to discipline our spirits to a better understanding of the world in which we live. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the aims and ideals of our society and the qualifications expected of you. For the pledge of membership, please repeat after me. I promise to uphold the ideals.
I promise to uphold the ideals.
Okay. And further the aims.
And further the aims.
Of Alpha Sigma Lambda.
Of Alpha Sigma Lambda.
Believing that by doing so.
Believing that by doing so.
I shall increase my value to my college.
I shall increase my value to my college.
And to my community.
And to my community.
I welcome you to membership in Alpha Sigma Lambda. On this ceremonial occasion, let us resolve that its significance shall not be of the day or the hour, that it shall be connected not with experiences, but with sincerities. That as we go forth from this hall, we will strive more earnestly than ever before to make the love of learning and pursuit of wisdom the companion and guide of life. We ask that you treasure this occasion, remembering what it signifies. In return, Alpha Sigma Lambda extends to you all the privileges and honors of membership. On behalf of the present members, I extend to you sincere congratulations. All right, so since we are not in person and you cannot step forward to get your certificate or be recognized, as I call your name, please signal your presence with a wave, applause, a raise the roof, anything that you want to do to be noticed. And feel free to unmute yourselves. Why not? Of course, if you're in a safe place. If you're at a construction site, maybe not, but if you're in a safe place, feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, so for the fall 2020 Alpha Sigma Lambda inductees, Gretchen Ann Davis, Janet L. Switzer, Kimberly Dawn Williams, Daisy Marie Montalvo, Kartha Pram Kim, Kazi Kabir. Caitlin Ailey Whitney. Claire Skinner. Concordia Rebecca Carosi.
Hey, hi.
Hey. Esteban Saavedra. Cora Scarlett Ann Graves. Shandi Gamble. Sierra L. Richards. Kushal Bastakati. Amabilis Alamazan. Rosie Venegas. Colton Silva. Lauren Ellison. Joseph Lex Myers. Jennifer Mendonça Sobral. Anna Clara Zuniga Gayton. Christopher J. Kiklis. Casey Talasek Richard. Michelle Wilson. Latasha Sanchez. Ligia Gallo. Daniela Rosas. Ian Chase Tanner. Yvette James.
Yay, made
Yay.
it. Congratulations, everyone.
Congrats to you too, Yvette. Haiti Al-Haq. Samantha Villarreal. Catherine Jaycox. Malin Edith Acevedo Artiga. Catherine Elizabeth Sutton. Shaquan White. Essica Lama. Dwight L. Liston. Gwen Enriquez. Jose Antonio Garcia. Gina Michelle Kramer. Demopi Eyorinde. Alessa Luna. Johnny L. McGee.
There you go.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Leandra Murray. Congratulations. Hermia K. Nolly. Van Par Nyang. Resita Rango. J. Schwartz. Enoch Mukadi. Brenda M. Mendez. And finally, Emmanuel Mosley. Congratulations to the Fall 2020 Alpha Sigma Lambda inductees. Give yourselves a collective round of applause. So those were the Fall 2020 Alpha Sigma Lambda Tau Nu Chapter inductees. For the closing remarks, please direct your attention to our off-campus Student Services non-traditional representative and fellow member of Alpha Sigma Lambda, Laura Beck.
On behalf of Off-Campus Student Services, Student Activities, and the Division of Student Affairs, we thank you for being here. We celebrate your efforts as students and as adults with complex lives. Collectively, you are older than traditional college students, have served or are currently serving in the military, take care of a parent or other adult, are parents, guardians, or maybe even grandparents, have full-time jobs, commute to campus, or at least you would if you could, return to college after a long break, and so much more befitting of an adult learner or non-traditional college student. You are typically busier than the average college student, and yet you perform at a high level academically. Therefore, you are an inspiration, and we value what you bring to the university. While we are here to celebrate you, we also want to take a moment to recognize your support system. Without your support system, we know this achievement would be much more difficult. Whether they were able to be here with you tonight or not, we thank the family and friends of our students for supporting their collegiate endeavors. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Before we end, we want to impart two pieces of advice to you. First, now that you are part of the select group, turn to each other for support and assistance. If you can, take time to ask questions of one another, meet a few people, and network. Lean on each other to get through this journey of higher education. And now community is more important than ever. Second, know that off-campus Student Services is here for you when you need assistance, and know that you do not have to take this journey alone. Let us help you. And with that, thank you, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening.
Yay.
All right, thank you. So thank you again, Laura, for those closing remarks. Before we conclude the evening, our off-campus Student Services Graduate Assistant, Rodolfo Gomez, will make a few announcements. Rodolfo?
Yes, so the couple of announcements we have is that for those of you who order honor courts, we ship them to you as quickly as we could, as some of you will participate in Fall 2020 commencement ceremony, so be on the lookout for those. Also, off-campus student services, as with most UNT departments, is still open for your needs. So please don't hesitate to visit us in University Union 345 or contact us by phone or email. These are peculiar times, so understand we're always here for you. For continuing students, the spring 2021 book stipend award application deadline is November 22nd, 2020. So please check your emails. For questions or concerns, please email us at ocss@unt.edu. Finally, congratulations to those of you who are graduating fall 2020. You had an amazing journey. We are sure your loved ones are as proud of you as we are. This concludes our announcements. If you have any questions, please chat with us or type your inquiries in the chat. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
So thank you. So that concludes our event. Congratulations one last time. And what we'll do as a staff, so myself, Laura, and Rodolfo, if anybody has any questions or concerns about anything or want to know what's coming up or what's coming up for next semester, we'll stick around until the last person logs off. And for the rest of you, enjoy your evenings and good luck on the rest of the semester.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone.
You too, Rebecca. Thank you for coming.